Greetings all you manics, minds, and crimes, and welcome back to another Warframe showcase. Today we are looking at the Pathocyst again. This time, a heavy attack build. I am going to be using Chroma with it, but let me just tell you, a heavy attack explosion build, throw build with the Pathocyst destroys Steel Path even without Warframe buffs. I'm not kidding. So this is the build. Alright, so I think this looks fairly standard. The reason why I'm using Toxin is because, yes, heat does do pretty damn well, but the Toxin damage, I feel, just works a little bit better, plus it bypasses shields and all of that. So, when this weapon explodes, it guarantees a viral proc. So, that's already pretty cool. And then the Toxin comes in if it actually procs 48% status chance. So you know, it can do big damage. I'm talking millions of damage. I'm not even fucking kidding you. But that really is mostly with Chroma. So the Chroma build. Now, I know it's disgusting. It's horrible. It is the worst fucking Chroma build you guys have ever seen. I should not be using Chroma. I should get rid of him and feel ashamed. But this is the Chroma build that I'm going to be using. Hunter Adrenaline and all of that with pretty decent power strength and also in power to sort of make up for the fact that I don't have max power strength with Chroma. So Vex armor increase and damage increase are pretty high, and I'm going to be using the heat element to get more health. So it's my immortal Chroma build that you guys have seen in the Chroma build video that I did. So let's go ahead and go into the Steel Path because this build is way too strong for the Simulacrum. Now, if you don't have Chroma and you have Banshee, well, you're in luck because you know what Banshee can do. And it's pretty gross. If you don't have either, Mirage also works very, very well. But Mirage is very frightening to use because she is very squishy. Same thing with Banshee. So also, by the way, it will sometimes spawn maggots. So these little guys, they don't do really much any damage at all. I think they do toxin damage, doesn't really matter. But they do crowd control enemies, and enemies will aggro to them. So, there's that. I'm going to let my energy come up because I don't have really good efficiency. So I need all of the energy I can get. I know I can just stand in front of the enemies and get energy that way. But it's no real problem for me to do this, so.
Support has been cut off. They're trying to choke you out.
Okay, so I need to let them hit me. So go ahead. Yeah. Yeah, you thought I was kidding about the high damage. No. No. Now, if this thing orange crits, it will do like 4 million damage. Which is just egregious. Like, there is absolutely no reason why it should be doing this much damage. That's ridiculous. And, of course, I am one-shotting everything. How? And also, yeah, there's 1 million damage. There's 1 million damage. That was 2 million. Yeah, the Glaive Prime is the only glaive that can do this. Yeah. I pressed the wrong button. Now, it does help that the Panzer is proccing the enemies with viral. But honestly, it doesn't matter. That was 4 million damage. If I was looking at that correctly, it could have been 400k. But, how am I doing this with a very bad Chroma build, you might be asking? Well, it's actually not that bad. I'm probably assuming a lot of things from people saying this Chroma is bad, but whatever. I do wish Chroma was just overall better, but, he's fine. Also, the Pathocyst is my favorite glaive. I love this thing so fucking much. It's so perfect. It hits like a truck. neat visuals, unique aspect to it with the maggots. It's just, and also it's a lot easier to get than the Glaive Prime, because the Glaive Prime is a prime weapon and it's been vaulted forever. So, you know, if the enemies do somehow live and they're toxin proc, the toxin proc will kill them. Even though these guys are Grineer and they kind of don't care about toxin. That was 2 million damage. The damage numbers are so high, and the fact that they're proc to viral makes it even higher, that it does not matter. Now, heat will work better technically, but you know, it doesn't matter. And also, once we get to the Acolyte, if I get one toxin proc, he's dead. I'm not kidding. Yeah, this is very effortless. This is actually really silly, and I love it. Now, yeah, I'm only seeing these numbers with Chroma. But, remember, this weapon, you can test it for yourself, will kill Steel Path enemies in like 2 hits most of the time. It all depends on how lucky you are with Toxin procs. If you get a Toxin proc, they're probably dead. So, it really doesn't matter. Oh, but the Glaive Prime one-shots, and also, who cares about Steel Path, really? This thing is going to, obviously, with this build, is going to obliterate everything in the star chart. Like, no question. No question there, right? No doubt there. The only thing it might not kill is high-level Demolists. But if they get... Oh, fuck. If they get proc to the Toxin... Okay, so look. This is without the buffs. Yeah. You see how much damage that was doing. Of course, Chroma helps, but he isn't like 100% needed. Also, these guys are hitting me kind of hard, but I don't care. I want them to hit me. Yes, this pain only makes me stronger. Once I hit my cap, anyway. I have a cap. It's not like Chroma just gets stronger and stronger and stronger. That'd be ridiculous. Okay, so here comes the Acolyte. Don't be the fucker that disables abilities. Is this the mag fucker? Please don't be. No, he's not. Okay. Look at that damage. Look at that damage. Dead. Look at that. So, I'm actually going to stay a little longer so we can fight another one. Because why not? So. This is just a bit of number porn for the people that actually care about big numbers. I don't really, but they're pretty to see. As long as the enemies fall over in a decent time, I'm happy. I know, I'm the weirdest Warframe player ever. It's all about the numbers, not about fun. But luckily, to me, this is actually kind of fun. I don't need weapons. All I need is my glaive. That was 900,000 damage. Now, with Banshee, you'll see much more consistent higher numbers because of how Banshee works. However, this, you know, is a lot easier to do because Chroma can actually take a bullet. Yeah. Very, very silly. I love it. Come on, let me see the millions of damage. That was 500,000. That was a million. Shit. Okay, go ahead, hit me. There we are. Yeah, so Empower is pretty good on Chroma, I would say. It's probably not technically quote-unquote optimal meta crap, but I don't give a fuck. If all you care about is meta, newsflash, this game is so open-ended that it doesn't matter. It's not like, you know, this kind of damage matters, really. This damage is honestly just silly. Yeah. It's pretty silly. There we go. Million damage? No? Million damage? Damn it. So, yeah. If I had a ribbon for this weapon, then yeah, that would obviously be more insane. I would probably, I don't know about critical chance. I'd probably go for status, to be honest, so I can like nearly guarantee toxin procs just for that added bit of power. Although it won't matter. I think I would just go base damage and critical damage, to be honest, because the critical multiplier with is like 3.9 or 4.0 if you use Organ Shatter and not Amalgam Organ Shatter. So yeah, the critical multiplier is a little low, technically speaking. Well, not really. It is higher than most melee weapons, but still. Could always be higher. But yeah, that's hopefully, I can actually get one Toxin proc on the Acolyte and one-shot him, because that is definitely a possibility. Am I going to be able to get both of these Nightwave missions done in one session? Probably. Yeah. This is pretty insane. That was 2 million damage. So yeah. Now, if you are upset that this thing doesn't slash, are you insane? You know, DE would never release a glaive that slashes and hits viral at the same time. Are you crazy? That wouldn't just break the game in half. That'd break the game into fucking millions of pieces. I mean, this is already really game breaking, right? It's just, look at this. These are high level enemies. These are like the toughest enemies in the game, essentially. And well, unless I go for a long time, then of course they get tougher. But still, normal star chart missions aren't going to be able to stand up to this at all. How do I know this? Because I've done it. It is really, really silly. But the only problem with normal star chart missions is that you really can't get Chroma's buffs off easily because they just don't deal enough damage. But even without using Chroma, just using like, I don't know, Mirage or Banshee or someone else that can either group enemies up or give this thing a slight buff, it's absolutely ridiculous. And it already is just absolutely ridiculous. Look at them toxin procs. Like, that wasn't even a crit explosion and it was doing that much because I didn't, you know, use it, explode it. So, you saw in the build I was using Sacrificial Steel. Now, technically, if I wanted, I could put another form in this weapon and put on Sacrificial Pressure as well and get this critical chance even higher. Will that be a thing I do? I don't know. It's maybe. I don't know. But, you know, I'm very satisfied with these damage numbers. I'm very satisfied with them. I don't crave more. This is perfect. So where is this next Acolyte? They are going to get their shit kicked in, and I am going to laugh. That was 1 million damage. Absolutely disgusting. It's actually much more gross with Banshee, but like I said, Banshee is not someone you want to use in Steel Path. I'm not a confident Banshee player. The only problem with Banshee is their survivability. It's a little lacking. I saw 1 million damage right there. That was good. Stop that. Yeah. Okay, Acolyte. Alright, here he comes. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Okay. Okay. Now, where is he going to spawn? Oh, look at that. You know, yeah, only the Glaive Prime can do that. Anyway. Don't sleep on this weapon. I am going to leave because there's no reason for me to stay any longer because I've proved my point. Get out of the way. You are inconsequential. You are nothing. The self-stagger is kind of annoying, but whatever. The fucker disabled my ability, but it was already too late. He was procced with Toxin. And you saw how quick that guy's health vanished. That is really, really nasty. I don't actually know if Empower infects Elemental Ward. I think it might. I don't. particularly remember. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Pretty gross. Pretty effortless. Yeah. Oh, man. So good. Like, actually so good. This Steel Essence doesn't really matter to me too much. I do have a booster, though, which is nice, but whatever. 1,200 melee kills. Pretty nice. If I stayed in there for like another 5 minutes, I could have gotten the other Nightwave thing done. Anyway, here's the build. It's really funny. I'm using Volatile Quick Return, which gets rid of Punch Through and Bounce, but then Power Throw gives more Punch Through. So once this is fully stacked, that's when you really start to see the damage. I don't think they'll ever release a prime version of this because that's gross. Anyway, this thing is very gross. Now, obviously, some people saying, well, you don't have Prime Fever Strike. Do you think it matters? Nah. Doesn't. This thing was one-shotting those enemies, no matter what they were, essentially. I think the only thing Steel Path related this thing won't one-shot are bosses. I'm talking like strong bosses, not like the Sergeant or something. This thing will obviously one-shot the Sergeant. And maybe Demolists. Actually, no, but for a fact, it won't one-shot Demolists, even with Chroma, because Demolists have a lot of health and defense. And maybe Noxes. But I think that's kind of it. Anyway. Love it. Really silly, really powerful. So yeah, ribbons for this weapon. I would love to have more critical damage. And status chance. If I could get this status chance to like, I don't know, 80-90% with only the ribbon really, and then like this mod, like a elemental, like dual elemental here, that's perfect. That's more than enough, because more often than not it'd be proccing Toxin with viral. Remember, this thing guarantees a viral proc. That's the explosion effect. So very, very nice. Thank you guys so much for watching. Remember, in Trilby, we trust.